that the nation is all about. You end up producing, I just mentioned a bit of you, good entrepreneurs. The children begin entrepreneurial even from primary. So you produce good artists, and at the end of the day, you have people who are ready for the job market as well as being employers themselves. So the country is developing because of that. While in this country, you know, we have the challenges we have been undergoing. We are a nation which was driving us towards exam-oriented system, whereby people just needed to pass exams, and that's all. But that has led to many challenges the country is facing, big youth unemployment and the like. So we need to see a difference, and that's why our nation has embraced CBC. Finally, I want to say, despite the fact that we have been convinced that we need to go CBC, we need to go the next step. How do we do it? And as a country, we have seen it being achieved in primary and of course secondary level. But as a university, we need to ready ourselves. And therefore, that's why we are ready. And we say, why should we listen to another person? Why should we listen to the crafters? And that's why we invited you. So, Professor Ayiro, you are welcome to speak to the people and the teachers all about CBC. So, mine was simply to comment and welcome our very own daddy, who is Professor Isaac Hecker, the Vice Chancellor. He's a man also who is grounded in the area of education. I hope you know he belongs to the Faculty of Education and Social Sciences. In case you didn't know, he's a teacher in his own capacity. So, would we stand up and welcome the Vice Chancellor?
Can you sit down, please? Professor Ayiro, Vice Chancellor, A-Star University, one of the oldest private universities. My colleagues, the BBCs, Dean, Faculty of Education, Dr. Rispa, who is the vision bearer of this activity, and Dr. Edwin Masibo, the vision carrier of this activity, all deans present, CODs, as staff, faculty, and students. I wouldn't wish to take a lot of time because we are running late. But I'm going to give my remarks as I introduce our guest speaker. Now, Professor Ayiro, Kibabii University has 5 centers of excellence. 2 of them are funded by the Inter-University Council of East Africa. That is a master's program in computer science, information technology, and another master's program in business administration. We also have very recently been awarded 2 centers of excellence by the Lake Region Economic Bloc. That's a center of excellence in business and trade, and a center of excellence in IT. We also have IT Hub, worth 64 million, thanks to the NRF that we are just putting in place. And now, ladies and gentlemen, when I was at the university in, say, about 1978, there were 26 of us in a class of our specialization, Kiswahili. Then we were about 300 in the education, the whole education program. But even these 26 would break down into small tutorial groups of about 6 or 7. And in these tutorial groups, you went through a lot of academic and intellectual rigor. The hallmark of our learning system was debate, discourse, discussions, presentations, critique. So this left you on your feet. But these things changed in 1985, 84, 85. We had a new system of education, the 844. Now, the first crop of the 844 graduates joined the university in 1990. And that's where they met the last A-level group. That time I was at Moore University, and I remember our faculty of education program had 1,800 students. And sometimes they would all sit in one hall, some taking notes under trees, others. That's when the public address system became a teaching device. And it's at that time that we had issues posting students for teaching practice. So I went to a secondary school in Vihiga. I was then in charge of Kibabii Vihiga. And I found a very handsome young headmaster who was so cooperative and willing to help. Then what struck me about this young headmaster is that he was among the few headmasters who had a brand new pickup, Mazda, yellow. And that man was Ayiro. They say that those of you who are farmers, that you can tell a cockerel the day it is hatched. So I would tell this man is meant for bigger things as early as 1990. Of course, he went to many other places, but eventually went to South Africa. He got his degree, came and joined KICD, then came to Moore University. He has a lot of passion with quality of education, quality of delivery, quality of doing everything. And Professor, every year in this university we have a rallying call. And this year our rallying call is quality. Quality services, quality delivery of services. So that is in your area. So for the last 30 years, we have had issues with quality of education. You know, a new education system is always good, but it is the implementation that is a problem. It was a very good program. So now we have come up with a CPC to try and rectify things. But even this will not succeed unless we go back to the basics. And here I want to take you to two great minds in education. One is called Robert Gagne. Gagne talked about conditions of learning. Then another is called Paulo Freire. Paulo talked about the pedagogy for who remembers that? Pedagogy of the oppressed. Of course, he did many other books on that. So, what we are saying is, for CDC to work, we must look at conditions of learning. And the conditions of learning have various facets. One of them is the environment, another one is facilities, then the learners, and the teacher. For the environment and facilities, we know that the current classroom has changed. The current classroom has
IT to support the teaching. The current environment relies on IT and various technologies. So that is granted. But then there are two facets that need a lot of attention: the learner and the teacher. Masiko told us that today's learner is different. And true, the learner today is different. He's knowledgeable, but sometimes his knowledge is not in the right direction. He has already embraced technology, but he doesn't use this technology for the right things. So now, you find a learner who is more comfortable outside than inside the classroom. So how do you keep them in the classroom? I think that's what we need to grapple with. Then for the teacher, remember now you have to change. Because you are just one of those devices in the business of disseminating knowledge. You have to compete with others. And I think we are here so that we can hear from the person who was among the early people who came up with this concept of CBC. We want to hear from him so that we can be more useful in this business of disseminating knowledge to our learners. So, ladies and gentlemen, the faculty did not make a mistake in identifying Professor Kibabii. Sorry, Professor Ayiro. They all come from the same environment. Not that they drink water from the same river. They did make a mistake. This is a person who spends 4 months every year away in Europe, in the US. So if you are talking about the most current information in teaching and learning, he has it. He has a lot of experience, and I would like all of us to stand up and put our hands together for Professor Ayiro.
First of all, I would like to thank most sincerely our Vice Chancellor, Professor Barra, for not just the kind words, but for allowing me to come to this very beautiful university. When Kibabii was being conceived, I was Director of Policy and Planning in the Ministry, and I have some idea of where this university came from. First of all, as a diploma college. So I'm privileged to be here. I'm also thankful to the Dean, Raish. Yeah, thank you very much. She's very persistent, a lot of communication that ensured that I'm here today. So I just want to thank my colleague, Deputy Vice Chancellors, administrators, faculty like me, because for me, my position of staying in the university is a professor of research methods and statistics, and I still teach every Saturday my PhD
students at Easter, because that's who I am. And when this temporal engagement of Vice Chancellor comes to an end, I'll go to the lecture hall and teach. So I find delight when I meet colleagues like you. I'm looking for sound. I don't know whether I'd asked that I connected my laptop to sound. But I just want to start, since we are talking about CBC, I want to start this presentation by drawing your attention to the value of our conscience. The value of our conscience. And those of us who read the Bible, 1 Timothy 1, 18 to 19. So if you've got 1 Timothy 1, 18 to 19, it says, Timothy, my son, I'm giving you this command in keeping with the prophecies once made about you, so that by recalling them, you may fight the battle well, holding on to the faith and a good conscience, which some have rejected, and so have suffered shipwreck with regard to faith. I want to use those two verses to bring out some aspects of CBC, because we are almost becoming a country without a conscience. And I don't know what I'm saying. I think the conscience is God's early warning system for alerting us to potential danger. That's why your conscience is very important. It monitors our emotions, our thoughts, and conduct. So I want you to think of the conscience as a radar system that notifies us of possible trouble, usually without specifically identifying the problem. The principles and standards that we hold determine the sensitivity of our conscience. For example, if we believe lying is wrong, an alarm will sound when we start to shade the truth. But if we think lies are justifiable, like this country is beginning to think, then your conscience will be silent and you will continue lying.
I think when programmed with the truth of God's word, the conscience has great value, not just for a Christian, but even other religions. A conscience detects deviations from the Lord's standards and sends out a warning. By the way, if you ask me, what is the problem that is bringing our country down? Is just losing the value of a conscience, that inner, internal, early warning system. A failure to heed our inner alarm can bring serious consequences. And we know that Adam and Eve knew what God expected in Genesis 2:15-17. When tempted, however, they ignored their conscience and sinned against Him. So to Kibabii University, even before I get into this lecture,
I want you to lift up your conscience. When your conscience sounds the alarm, do you stop and take notice or continue on the same course? I'm just talking about even our faculty. Our faculty who are here. What drives you into lecture halls? Is it your conscience? Or because you want to be seen to be in the lecture hall? What do you do in that lecture hall? That is about your conscience, not about you having a PhD or a master's qualification. And I want to put it this way. Repeatedly ignoring your internal warning system can decrease the effectiveness at keeping you out of trouble. And God, so I would like you to ask God to help you program your inner alarm with His truth and sharpen your ability to hear. CBC is searching for a moral conscience in the Kenyan nation. And you don't go to class to teach CBC by reading the Bible. I've just talked about conscience, and I've gone into a verse in the Bible, and I've come out, and I've told you, what does your conscience tell you? Our students at Kibabii University, how strong is your conscience? That inner warning that tells you this is right and this is wrong. It doesn't matter how many notices we put all over the place. If you don't have that inner conscience, then you become insensitive to what is right, and we will not get what we want from you. So, if there's something I want you to take away as I start my presentation, is the value of the conscience. Now, I want to show this. I'm hoping the sound system will not let me down. I want to show this. And all of us, we are now in a class. This is now, call it a graduate class. I want all of us to listen to this clip. It's about 3 minutes. And then you will tell me, one or two of you can tell me from this clip, this is my takeaway. This is what you're trying to say. Are you ready? Are we?